Hi, this is Dr. Bob with Carolina Value Pet Care. Today, let's talk about fleas. I know this is a subject that can be frustrating for a lot of pet owners, but to me, fleas are so easy to get rid of nowadays. There's really, to me, there's no excuse to have a flea infestation anymore with the products we have available. So let's talk a little bit about the origin of the fleas. So if your pet has fleas, where are they coming from? Pretty simple. Outside. Now, whether your pet goes inside or outside, or stays inside or goes outside or not, even if they're exclusively inside, is it possible they can jump on you and you can bring them into your pet? Absolutely. So fleas are what we call species specific. And what the heck does that mean? That actually means they actually have a sort of a preference order. They actually prefer dogs first, then cats, then people. So long as you have a dog or a cat, they're actually going to prefer them as their source of blood. Now, why are they sucking blood in the first place? That's the only way they can be able to successfully reproduce. They're getting on there, getting the blood meal, and then that allows them or creates such opportunity for them to be able to reproduce. So that's why they're getting on your pets in the first place. Of course, there is actually multiple parts of a life cycle of a flea. What we concern ourselves primarily as a pet owner are the adult fleas, but there are other parts of the life cycle you need to be aware of as well. The fleas lay eggs, the eggs hatch into a larva, the larva spin a cocoon, and then the adults emerge from the cocoon. Now, of those four different phases, we can successfully eliminate 3 of those phases in the environment. And we do have yard products available. We do not carry them, but you can buy yard products available. We do have a household product that works amazing. So I would suggest if you have an infestation, check with us for the household product. And please do not use foggers. So a couple of other considerations. So we're trying to, let's target getting rid of the flea, but let's talk about prevention in the first place. I mentioned you're going to get fleas from the yard. So let's focus first on treating the yard. If we can prevent or try to eliminate as many fleas as possible in our yard, then that's going to cut down on the severity of a flea infestation with your pets. Now, there are generally 2 times a year I recommend treating the yard. In particular, first, sometime in April. That's the beginning of the flea season in this area. The other time is going to be late August, early September. Why then? Because believe it or not, peak season in this area is autumn. September, October, November, and nowadays even into December. So you want to treat right before peak season. Yes, we do see fleas in the summertime, of course, but that's pre-season for fleas. Autumn is always the worst time of year for fleas in this part of the country. So definitely got to get the yard treated if that's possible. Now, if you live in an apartment complex or if your dog wanders out on several acres, obviously it's not going to be practical or feasible for you to be able to do that. But if they're more in a contained area, in a small backyard or even a bigger backyard, then yes, you should be able to treat. Again, we do not carry anything for the yard, but you can go to your area, like Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, lawn and garden centers will have effective products, but please, for God's sake, please do not use 7-Dust. That is about a 60-year-old product. It stopped working in the 1970s. So please don't waste your money on things like 7-Dust. Okay. So what do we have for dogs? Thank goodness, and cats for that matter. We have great products, extremely effective products. So we have products that last either a month or another product called Bravecto, which actually keeps killing fleas for 3 months. Okay. Another consideration, of course, we also have for cats, we actually have a 2-month product. We know a lot of cats hate to have something applied to them. This is a topical liquid with this form of Bravecto for cats that lasts 2 months. That at least cuts in half the amount of times you need to put it on annually. So hopefully they'll be more tolerant and cooperative with you. So let's get rid of the fleas off your pets. And again, it's so easy with the products that we have. We mentioned Bravecto, 3 months for dogs. Simparica, which is a once-a-month chewable tablet for dogs. Activil, which is a once-a-month topical liquid. Now, of those, the Bravecto and the Simparica, they are by prescription only. We have to see your pet. Now, if we've never seen your pet before, you want to get something for your dogs or cats, we have this product called Activil, a topical liquid, but it is non-prescription. We do not need to see your pet, but we need to know how much they weigh. Another couple of considerations. What about the house? So keep this in mind. If you're starting to see fleas on your pet, then I promise you, your house does have fleas. Now, there may not be an infestation, because if you got an indoor pet and there are fleas on your pet, guess what? You've got fleas in your house. As I mentioned, they're going to be targeting your pets before you're probably going to notice. And if you have fleas on your pet in the house, you've actually had them there for at least a couple of months if you're just now starting to see it. And that is because of the life cycle of the fleas. So this is where I would highly recommend, especially if you got a flea infestation, to use Bravecto, because it lasts for 3 months. So if your pet is an indoor pet or spends 98% of the time inside, I can virtually guarantee if you go with Bravecto and you use it for every pet in the household, you will not have a flea problem in your house after 3 months. Almost guaranteed, okay? Now, as I mentioned, you can treat your house if you're really desperate to get rid of your flea problem right now. Easy to do. We do have a product. It's called Knockout. It's a spray that you literally go from room to room and you direct where the spray goes. I do not recommend foggers. Foggers just cover exposed surfaces and they do not get to where the fleas, the flea eggs, and the flea larvae are. Whereas the Knockout, you can direct exactly where you want that spray to go. And the Knockout is a tall canister, covers about 2,000 square feet. I do recommend 2 treatments, about 2 to 3 weeks apart, and I can promise you that will speed up significantly any flea issues that you have in the house. So keep in mind, it is so easy to get rid of fleas nowadays. And one last note. Frontline stopped working 10 years ago. It stopped working about 2010. It is a 30-year-old product. I'm speaking in 2020. I know we're all going to be happy to have this behind us, but Frontline came out in the early 90s, 90, 91, sometime around that time frame. So Frontline has not worked effectively for 10 years, nor, of course, the generic versions of Frontline. People still buy it, so they still sell it. It just doesn't work anymore. So do yourself and your pet a favor. See us. We've got great products. They actually work. And I promise you, your pet will be happier and the quality of your life will be better too. So hopefully I know it's a lot of information in a short period of time, but we're happy to answer any additional questions you have about fleas and flea control. If you'd like to come see us, go to our website, CarolinaValuePetCare.com, look for our schedule, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks.